Good afternoon, gardening friends. It's now Thursday the 27th at a little past noon, and it's a beautiful day here in Southern California. Or is it? Well, okay, maybe that's not selling it quite as well, but if you remember a couple of episodes ago, I showed you the fire. Now we're facing pretty heavy rain. The heaviest rainstorm we've seen in this area in 3 years. And with the burn area, there is concern in my city. There are some mandatory evacuations going into place for about 11 houses. It's not the whole city, but I am concerned for those folks up the hill from where I am. They're evacuations because they're worried about mudslides, about the burned area just sliding down. The heavy rain is supposed to come tomorrow. We'll see what happens with that. It's actually supposed to start tonight, I should say. But then I think it's rolling tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with that. But that'll also explain what I've done here on my patio. I've got some flower boxes inverted over the wooden planters that I had built because the soil in there is so fresh and the seedlings are so new. I know that the water coming down tends to hit that part of my patio really hard, and I'm just afraid it's going to completely erode out all of my little seedlings. I want them to stand a chance to grow, so I'd rather cover them up with the inverted planters, and if you look off in the distance, I've got plastic up over them in the area where it tends to get hit the hardest. I've got a little bit more to the right here. I have not covered it up. It did get we had a little rain last night and they did get hit a little bit, but it doesn't seem like it's quite so bad. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you up to date. Just for the record, here's a shot of what the building across the street looks like with the palm trees and everything and some clouds in the sky. It doesn't look quite so threatening right now, but we'll see what this looks like in another few hours and maybe the same time tomorrow, if I can get out here without destroying my camera in the rain. We also have a little sign up on the hill. I figured I'd try and get a record of what that looks like before the rain. And if you look carefully, there's a couple of pipes up on the hill there. That's right up above the area that's being evacuated. We'll see what it looks like after the rain, possibly during the rain, if I can get out here safely. Actually, I did find another vantage point. Turns out I've got a vacant apartment with a little bit of cover. So I'll shoot a shot here. You can see what it looks like up in the mountain there. Let me see if I can catch the part with the pipes. So I did find a good position, actually inside through a window, so hopefully it's not messing the picture up too much. But there you can see those pipes coming down the hill. You can see a little shadow on the hill there from one of the clouds up above, and well, that's what it looks like before. We'll see what it looks like after, or during, as much as I can. And here's a shot of the intersection and beyond, just in case we get a real mud flow going. Good morning, folks. It's now Friday the 28th, and I came up to see if I could see much going on. You really can't see through the, I guess you call that fog. It is raining, it's coming in waves, and it's coming down hard at times. But nothing really serious has happened yet. I've been watching the news, and there's a couple of small mud flows in some people's backyards, but you know, in California we have figured out flood control channels and various other things we can do to try and control any kind of runoff. So a lot of that is working the way it's supposed to. The real question is going to be how much it can take. So I'll leave it here for now, and let me go check the other room. Well, obviously there is rain on the window. I can't do too much about that because it's outside. And I can't see too much of the sign from here. So I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this. I'll just have to keep coming up every so often and checking to see if it's easier to see things. Alright folks, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but the number 1 is still up there on the hill. Honestly, I've backed up just a bit here. Honestly, it's just a little before 11 a.m. and nothing major has happened yet. Hopefully nothing major will. In my city, there's some mud flows behind some of those houses, but nothing that can't be cleaned up. And in the city next door, where they're really more worried about things, there are some mud flows, but it's not too bad. I don't mean to minimize things. I don't want to minimize things. It's scary, I'm sure, for the homeowners up there and just up ahead of what you can see here. Unfortunately, the rain is creating a lot of fog, so it's hard to see anything from here. But so far, so good, and I'll try and give you more updates if I can. I also just found out that this vacant apartment that I'm shooting from has just been rented, and they'll be picking up keys tomorrow in the midst of all of this rain. So I won't be able to shoot there, but I have a feeling that this is going to turn into me shooting stuff after the rain clears away and the fog goes away. We'll see. Okay folks, it's now, let's see, a little after 2 I think, about 2:15, and you can't really see anything from this vantage point, so I think I'm going to wrap up shooting from inside the apartment, especially since I got to get it ready for tomorrow. But that's the shot. You can just, let's say, above that traffic light in the middle there is where those pipes are that were going up the hill. Haven't heard anything else negative going on up there, but now that the rain is literally in the last 5 minutes started going, it went from drizzle to actual rain, and it's supposed to get real heavy in this wave, so we'll see what happens. I'll just have to update things afterwards because there's just no getting a shot with so much fog. Good morning, gardening friends. It is now March 1st, right about 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how well you can see it, but I'm guessing that's a news chopper. They pretty much do reports top of the hour, so it's right about 9 o'clock. I'm not sure what channel that is, but he's pointed right over at the burn area, and the update for this morning is that basically nothing major has happened, but there's been enough mud coming off the hill slowly that, I mean, in some cases it's filled people's swimming pools. It's an ugly mess, but no major slides yet as far as I've heard. They have increased the evacuations because they are afraid that the hill's getting more unstable. And if you've never been through something like this before, another thing to consider is that even after all the rain has gone away, that rain soaks into the hill and can make it unstable. So it could be a week after all this rain stops, and we're just in a break in the rain right now. But it could be a week after this rain stops, or more, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a geological expert, that the hill could actually slide off. So that's the update from here. And our number 1 is still there. And that's the part of the hill with the pipes. And I'm going to have to boogie out of here because it just started raining. See if I can show you that real quick. So, nice big raindrops. Gotta go. Alright folks, so now it's about 1:30. The sun was out for quite a while. The rain seems to be starting to come back. Actually, I can see blue sky right now, but maybe about 15-20 minutes ago I was getting rained on, just dealing with something else around here. Anyway, I did manage, while the sun was out, to get something else done. I cleaned up the, I don't know if you can sort of see that running under those planters, there you can see these lines in the concrete, and basically those are there to channel water, should water come down here because we're right next to what used to be the swimming pool, and should water splash out of the swimming pool, you kind of want to be able to channel it away from a building, and you can see we've got a building right here. So it was supposed to channel all the water away. Anyway, one of the problems with that is that dirt would collect over time and then wash down into that channel. So I cleaned it all out. I actually moved those planters and cleaned it out. And the rain, I'm hoping, will take care of the rest of it, because I think the rain's pretty much washed any dirt that was on the concrete away. That's what we've got over here. And now I've come out front because I wanted to kind of show you what the sky looks like with some blue in it, and as you get up towards the mountains it gets a little bit more cloudy. But I'm going to try and pan back and forth. Hopefully I won't make you dizzy here. You can kind of see what the sky is looking like, and then I can try and pan back and get further up the mountain, I hope. So there you go. Up above the mountains it tends to stay cloudier, but that's kind of normal. And there is definitely rain on the ground, like it's actually rained in the last little bit. We'll just keep tracking this, and I think I'm going to delay this week's release, maybe a little long, but I just kind of wanted to show you what's been going on this week. Good morning, gardening friends. It's now February 3rd at about 11:30 in the morning, and the rain is mostly gone. The patio still needs to be dealt with. I'm not going to pull the plastic until I'm sure that the rain is gone. To wrap things up for this episode and this week, it looks like the thing that everybody was so afraid of, that we're going to have a major landslide in either this city or the next city over. That hasn't happened. There has been a lot of mud. There's one house up the street that, looking at the news last night, pretty much their entire backyard is now at least like a foot deep in mud. But it seems like everybody's okay, not heard anything bad. There's still a little bit of waiting to do, but we'll wrap this episode up with the good news for now, that everybody's okay. Nothing major, no houses pushed off their foundations or anything like that. I think that's about it, and tomorrow I should be able to get all the plastic off, start cleaning up. Some of the plants actually seem like they got a little bigger, the ones that weren't covered in plastic, in the midst of this rain. So I'm happy with that, and I'll cover it all coming up in the next episode. So until next time, have a great day.